Hey guys, AniCrunch here. We're back with Hannibal. We're on episode 11. As usual, with now how we do videos, I just jump into it and we go into a bit more detail at the end. So guys, if you enjoy the reaction, leave a like, subscribe. Yeah, let's jump into this reaction. 3, 2, 1, play.
Investigating a story about Will and Hannibal.
I still don't believe he's killed her. I just can't see Will doing that.
You sliced the ginger.
Maybe it's all part of a plan. Is this Will being reborn? That's interesting. Will's being reborn into how he sees Hannibal. I like that. That's a good style. Was really cool.
Hiding our faces from God. I don't hide from God.
Fucking hell. Eat the beak as well. How can you just shoot such a mouth scene so beautiful? Oh, the way you got like the light in his eye there, that was cool. Ghost Rider? Jesus. To be fair to the guy, that guy got that fire extinguisher. It's mad what teeth can resist in it, Jesus.
Orthodontics confirmed. Ready Lounge.
What?
A little bit of kerosene, boom, incendiary journalism.
See, no scabrous crust on her chin. She was dead before the match was struck. Blood's already pooled to the left.
Oh, she is dead.
Body. She's been dead at least 24 hours.
I just didn't believe Will would kill her.
Noticed. Why did he burn her?
Many people as Freddie Lowndes burned in her career.
Oof.
Whoever did this was not striking out against Miss Lounge's exploitative brand of journalism. This is something else.
I don't know, I'm a bit disappointed Will would kill her.
Freddie Lowndes had to burn. She was fuel.
No, in a twisted way is Will becoming the actual true Hannibal of the show.
Do you love Mama and Shirley?
And Kitty Cat.
And Kitty Cat. Yes.
Where did he find these actors? They're always so fucking good. What the fuck?
You can't stay.
Sometimes I feel like this show's too intelligent for me. You're drinking children's tears.
Just like no one would believe you if you said I was a killer.
I don't think Hannibal is good for you, and I think your relationship is destructive.
Hannibal's good enough for you.
Oof. Oof. Can't beat Will's wit.
You should be afraid. Practice.
I love how he knows he can't change her mind, know that she's like with that shit with Hannibal, so it's like at the end of the day, it's just like that's the best he can do to protect her. I like how he doesn't pinpoint Hannibal, he just says whoever you're afraid of.
He was a wonderful child.
Maybe he thinks that he's at risk of doing it as well.
Papa paid for the whole thing, every summer.
This is for a man's life, Mason. Margot's the only family you have left.
I feel like he's actor, I don't know. This guy plays it very well.
My sister loves me, Dr. Leck.
Unless biology provides another.
Oh, for Will. Then if he dies, her child turns into the one in charge. Clever.
How quickly we form attachments to something that does not yet exist.
I'm not attached. I'm only anticipating attachment.
That's one way of looking at it.
We have a deep-seated need to... Wish I could give it back.
Ooh, actual regret. That's messed up.
Extra parts were harvested on site. Just one night in the ground. That beats Jesus by 48 hours. Never thought Freddie Lowndes would make it to heaven. Much less get deified.
That's messed up.
This killer's trying to get
Well,
some.
he always looks like he's got tears in his eyes.
What is your secret?
They're building up the storyline quite big, which is quite good. It's like one of the longer. I like the idea of a more longer case that they've got going on in the background, with consequences massively, as we are. She's pregnant with Will's child.
God do you pray to?
I don't pray. I've not been bothered by any considerations.
I love how they see each other in the chair. That's weird.
Recognize how my own modest actions pale beside those of God. And matchless in his irony.
Oh, fucking hell. Imagery is so fucking crazy. I love to read like a really in-depth review about each episode. I bet there's so much I miss. I bet there's lots I miss, to be fair.
If I die,
One observes only things which are already on the mind. What's on your mind?
Oof, where do we start?
Pressure to believe something I don't trust, and that pressure is making me paranoid.
I'm assuming that's Hannibal.
Who's pressuring you?
Well,
He's doing it in such a clever way where he's not like outwardly pressuring you to believe him, but it's just the way he does things like the gun and stuff like that.
It's getting better.
doesn't seem to be getting better.
Are you questioning my therapy?
You can question who you are.
Questioning everything.
Yep.
It's all blurry, subjective.
Bloom's smart, she'll get there. I don't blame Reva, because fuck me. It's a complicated dynamic. Man smells the gunpowder, Jesus. No, she's preparing, and that's caused distrust. Oh, shit. That was such a cool shot. I love that. See. Ah! That's the person who works for him, innit? The pig person. Would have killed the baby, was that the goal? Oh wait, oh no, he's talking to... Is he forcing an abortion?
if they take everything, I'm afraid the only person you'll be celebrating Mother's Day with is me.
Ah, shit, that's... That's fucked. Think about this show, there's no like superhero who's going to show up and save her, like she's... Oh... That's fucked.
The most terrifying thing in the world can be a lucid moment.
Fucking hell.
What are you up to?
Mate, that's messed.
You're not fooling me, Jack.
That's such a terrifying thing.
You're lying.
Oh, what the fuck's up?
You're all lying. Will, Hannibal, you're lying to each other and they're lying to you.
Tell me what you believe is happening.
What do I believe?
Jeez.
What do you believe?
I don't know what I believe. So well done.
Believe my girlfriend. I think you've moved your pieces around so cleverly.
But you're just a pawn yourself.
What's changed, Dylan?
Everything.
I have no confidence that I know Hannibal Lecter.
Hey. I know. Though I could be underestimated, Jack.
How was my funeral?
Knew it. I knew Will wouldn't do it. Will, thank fuck. I love you, man. Ah, fuck. I'm so glad about that. Oh, thank you. Oh, I really lost so much faith in Will. Oh my god, I'm so glad about that. Oh, thankful. You know when the teeth showing up, I was like, fuck. He actually did it, and then then they're saying it's the good. Who's the body? Oh, thank fuck. Oh my god, that thank you. And now it's just played Hannibal like a boss. Oh, I'm so glad about that. But you just took something away from Will. He's lost another Abigail. Jesus, what an ending to the episode. The thing is with it, it's also so Hannibal was sort of one who like led to the Will with the pregnancy, and then Hannibal was also the one leading the brother to figure it out. So it's like, did Hannibal plan this to get Will's reaction to see what he'd do? Is that Hannibal planned this? Everyone's playing their own chess game. It's crazy.
Harlow? Harlow? I don't think they've had enough to...
There was always going to be consequences.
You must be the baby daddy. Excuse me if I don't offer you a cigar. Oh.
How is there so many good actors in one show?
You think it was Margot's idea to have an heir? I think it was your idea to take it from her.
It was all Hannibal, baby.
My idea to come here and kill you. The only thing you, your sister, and I have in common is the same psychiatrist.
I like how he's not falling for it though. But it doesn't mean that the actions will be the same.
Brothers, you'd be wrapped around the bullet right now.
But Will has grown.
Dr. Lecter's the one you want to be feeding to your pigs.
Mate, that growth in Will. I'm fucking so happy. Oh my god, that makes everything makes more sense. That makes everything perfect. Oh, I love it. No, what I love about that is that Will was not a fool to, because Hannibal wants him. Hannibal wants him to be reborn into this killer, the ultimate killer. But that's why he had everything set up the way he has. Him not killing Freddy is just a massive thank fuck for that. So it feels like Hannibal had his way with him, and Hannibal was slowly admitting stuff a lot more, thinking he's got full trust of Will, and Will's played it so fucking smart. And the fact Will figured that out, but I'm also not underestimating Hannibal either. Like, Hannibal's not stupid, but I can see why Hannibal was doing the whole manipulation. Like I said, just a bit of couple minutes before it happened. It's so well done. But then you had obviously Will planting seeds and doubt and paranoia into Alana, and then by showing Alana Freddy, you just reinforced everything, and every piece is falling into place perfectly. Because we've got no evidence. They can't just go and take and arrest Hannibal. There's no evidence on him. So the fact that they're doing it is so clever. And yeah, no, but I also am not underestimating Hannibal, because Hannibal is very smart. And yeah, but no, the fact Will didn't kill him there, he didn't do what Hannibal wanted. As much as you know Will wanted to kill him, like, you just took his child away. He had anticipated, or was it anticipated? I think anticipation of the connection to it, like you said earlier on. He's not actually connected to it yet, but yeah, I feel really sorry for the sister. Like, she really didn't. Yeah, that was messed up. The actor though for that, the guy, is it Mason? Was it Mason? But yeah, the actor for him was so well done. Yeah, no, very, very, very fantastic episode again. Like, yeah, Hannibal was a crazy show. It's just a fucking wheel of chess and psychological and just messing with you. Like, the show generally feels genius, but it's not the one where it's like trying to be like above you, and like it still does it in a way that you can understand. And it's like, yeah, on rewatching no more content, it must be amazing. But yeah, no, I'm sad that I lost faith in Will. I knew I should have kept more faith into him. I was holding on as long as I can, but when I saw the burnt body and the teeth, I was like, oh, they did a Full Metal Alchemist on me. I should have fucking known that trick, because it happens in Full Metal where they do it with the teeth. I should have known that. That would have been part of the plan, but I just thought I lost faith in Will there. And I regret losing faith in Will, honestly. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the reaction. We got one Patreon comment from Minkit, which was, there's so much I want to say and so much I can't say because I don't want to accidentally say something to give away things. Yeah, Megan told me just don't read YouTube comments and stuff, because it's part of the surprise of the show is watching a relationship unfold. So you don't really want someone to explain it to you, but I definitely look forward to when I finish in the show, looking at reviews and in more in-depth guides, not guides, but like in-depth reviewers of the show. I think I would like open up so much in my mind to the show. Especially someone that has been a huge Hannibal fan since 2013, still started watching just after season 1 finished airing, so I've been there since the start. I've been watching it a few times. I've had a lot of time to think about these characters, read a lot of fan theories. That's one thing I want to do. That's the fan theories is what interests me. But I do have to say your understanding of these characters was really good, especially for first time watching. Thank you. I get that quite a bit now and again. Like when I was watching Dark, people were surprised I caught on stuff. But I don't really think I'm catching on to as much as I should be catching on to. But here's the downside of reacting, and I'm just sitting there and afterwards just like think I'm not talking. But maybe that makes me catch things more, just because I know I need to keep aware. Because I think as a reactor, the worst thing you want is you don't want to be catching stuff and looking completely stupid. So you make sure you are focusing and watching and trying to interpret things. The only downside to that is that, well, as I find that when Dumbledore shows you may interpret something completely wrong, when you overthink things, and that's when it's just like, and then you screw up and it just makes you look so dumb later. But no, thank you. I appreciate the compliment there. But I do want to say your understanding of the characters is really good, especially for that one. You seem to pick up on a lot of things, and that most people don't pick up on their first watch. Really shows how much you're paying attention and how much you. That's pretty much it. I appreciate the show, yes, quite a lot. But it's also like I want to pay attention because I don't want to be. Hannibal was one of the shows I'm really signing on, like, because I'm actually interested. I want to pay attention. I'm really enjoying the character relationships and how deep it's getting and how well shot and cinematography. It's very different to something like Gossip Girl, where I'm just watching it just for the fucking fun. I don't have to think. I just sort of sit there, just taking the fucking shit wreck of a show. Whereas I personally really enjoy shows like Hannibal. where I gain another appreciation for them, because it's like shows like You Got to Give Them That, like, they'll never get 10 out of 10 from me, like those types of shows, because they're not deep enough or morally grey or stuff like that. Those are the things I like. I love morally grey, I love devil advocate, I love like political situations, I love like people's ideologies going off, and I love that sort of stuff. So when a show actually does do it, I will pay a lot more attention, just because it's something that interests me personally. It's like The Expanse, like I thoroughly enjoyed, and I was very interested in everything that was going on in The Expanse, because it was just something I love, and this is doing that. And these are the shows that can ascend to like higher levels for me than something that I just watch for like, you know. It's quite interesting. The sex scenes, yeah, that one gets talked about a lot. They were having to do the sex in this show very artful, a total trip. They had it looking every which way. Will Alana, Hannibal Alana, Will Hannibal Will, and of course find Maggie off in reality somewhere. Of course, looks like mergings of Will and Hannibal both play Alana, I guess. Freddie is one of those characters that's hard to like, but you appreciate. Yes, 100%. I get what she's doing, and she has her own sense of justice and that lot, and she is smart, very smart, clearly, because she listened to Will. At the start of the show, I think she's also a character a lot of people see just as a bad person. I wouldn't necessarily call her a bad person. I call her annoying, especially the first season. I was like, oh yeah, she's annoying, but to me, she generally believes in what she's doing. She has her goals, and yeah, she just wants to get the story out there. She doesn't trust anyone, and she questions the right characters in morals. Like, she's not dumb, but I do think she generally cares about catching a murderer. What you just said there, and I certainly believe her when she says that about Abigail's death. Even if I let this story go, I'll never let that go. She's very calm in tough situations, which is the fact that she listened to Will. She saw Will's body parts. What she thinks of Will, we already know. So the fact that she actually sat, I know Will would have captured it, but the fact that she had listened is quite interesting. She's going along with it. She's very calm. Like, it's a very good trait to have. I think a lot of people generally think she's just psychopathic as some of the murders on the show, but I think that just the survival instinct kicking in with the scene. Well, when you're doing stories in such depth like these, you sort of just get a stomach for it, don't you? Like, her every day is looking at these gruesome stories, looking at the psychological of these killers, so it makes sense the way she is. Like I say, as a person, don't like her that much, but I appreciate her character. I think she's a very well written character. You have some questions for the end I can't answer, and I think next episode I can answer them. So hopefully you remember to do that. You can answer them, so hopefully I remember to do that. Thank you. I look forward to it. I won't speak much on Will's time purely because I've already said there's a lot you want to say, but I can't say, which I appreciate. I'm glad I think a lot of commenters don't know I appreciate this sort of that much. There's so much you want to say. It's always so hard because when you've watched a whole story, you've seen the development. Like Berserk, I love Berserk. Berserk's my favourite manga of all time. But if you just read the first volume or 3 volumes when it's set in the future, you're going to think he's the edgiest fucker ever. What is this? This is badly written. This character has no personality. He's bland as fuck. But then after the first 3 volumes, it does a flashback where you learn about his character and why he's the way he is. But the problem is that I can't disconnect myself now from that late after show. Main character. Yeah, with that, and it's like me trying to disconnect. So when people read it for the first time, I was like, let's say this about this character. And then you're just like, he is the most human character ever. But that's because I know what happens in the other 30 volumes of the show. So when people judge him and like, oh, they say this, I'm just like, oh, but he's such a well-written character. Like, if you actually finish the show, he's like probably the most human character ever written on TV or a manga, for example. But when you read the first volume, it's just like, oh, it's just edgelord. It feels like teenagers wrote this. But once you read the full thing, it's like, oh. But I also enjoy getting to see someone who you so see them realise and appreciate, and then you can go back and read those volumes and be like, fuck, this makes so much more sense, because this is when he's at the lowest point of his life. So like, I always understand when people watch the whole show and it's really hard, you have to sort of accept like, yeah, they're not at that point of the character development, so they've not seen the whole thing, so they've not seen what you have. So I always appreciate when people can realise that, and you don't always realise it, like you just be like, oh, why are they in the character, he's the best character, but then sometimes you forget, when you watched it, you might have not understood that character, but until later on you've watched the show, you've read fan theories, you've done this, you've watched them all the times, like that. And I think it's always nice when people know that, and I'm glad that, yeah, you're not spoiled any, like your comments are always well informed and well written, and then along with you also not spoiling anything, so I really do appreciate that. And the dinner date with Hannibal and Alana, honestly one of my favourites. Alana felt so out of place. Felt more like a date between Will and Hannibal. Alana was just a third wheel, if anything. Will come across very off-putting. It's absolutely hilarious. We know where we stand with each other. Isn't that enough? Indeed, if Will, indeed it is. Fantastic episode. Hope you guys enjoyed the reaction, and I hope to see you next week. Peace.